I'm gonna talk about the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I think this is a cult classic. Everyone talks about this powder. I had it for a year and I had another sample as well, and this is a mini size. I'm gonna go talk about the prices and everything at the end of the video. But in this one, I just want to share with you my experience with this powder. What is the main difference between this and an HD powder or a finishing powder, since this is a setting powder? Why do you need a setting powder if you have dry skin, if you have combo skin, or if you have oily skin? How to apply it to get the best results? How can you change the finish of your makeup or foundation look by changing the technique, and all those things that you may want to know if you were thinking about purchasing this product, or maybe you already have it in your collection and you haven't been able to make it work for you. Well, hopefully the tips that I'm going to share with you in this video are going to help you use it a little bit more and actually enjoy it and see the results that I've seen while I'm using this powder. Hopefully by the end of the video, with all the information that I'm about to share with you, this will give you an idea or something to think about if this is worth having in your collection or not. Now let's get started with the basics. This is a setting powder, which means this is the powder that you're gonna apply after you apply your foundation and your concealer. This is not a finishing powder like the Makeup Forever HD powder or the e.l.f. HD powder, or there's from every single brand. No, this is actually the powder that you need to set your foundation in place all day long. This is what it's going to be mixed with your foundation to lock it in your skin and make your makeup look better all day long. Now the finishing powders, you know that you usually apply them on top of your bronzer, of your blush, of your highlighter, and that is to create an effect on your skin. But this one in particular, it's going to set your foundation, it's gonna set your concealer, and it's going to create that base for the rest of the makeup that you're gonna apply as color makeup to your face. Now this is a loose powder. As you can see, it comes in this plastic container. This is a mini size. It comes with a small puff that I lost. I can't really find it right now, but it's really useful puff. And if you buy the full size, the puff, if you lose it, it's $15. So I think it's a great idea to keep the puff that comes either with the mini size or with the full size of this powder. Now since it's loose, it's the kind of powder that I wouldn't take with me in my purse to touch up throughout the day. But the idea behind this powder is that it will give you a long-lasting makeup effect. So that means that you don't have to touch up that much if you apply it correctly. So I'm going to go into the application depending on your skin type and how it works for different skin types. Now, if you have dry skin, you're probably thinking, I do not need a powder. I do not need to set my foundation because my skin is dry. So it's going to look cakey and it's going to give me that powdery effect that I don't need because I have dry skin. Well, let me tell you, setting your foundation, it's something that I would recommend regardless of your skin type, because this is a step that it's going to actually set your foundation in place for the rest of the day. If you have dry skin, you're probably going to notice that your foundation, it's going to start to fade if you don't set it. And that's something that is going to happen regardless of your dry skin. So having something that won't emphasize the dryness of your skin, that it will create a soft effect look on your skin, and that is going to set your foundation so it will last longer, it's something that you need even when you have dry skin. Now if you have oily skin, the good news is you have a technique that you can use with this powder so you can set the foundation in place, and it's going to kind of keep all the oils at bay just because of the combination of whatever foundation you're using and this powder, that is going to create a barrier so the oils are not going to come out as soon as if you weren't using this powder. So usually I would say, especially during the summertime, this is the kind of powder that I like to use because it keeps me matte for about 6 hours. So even if I'm outside, if I'm sweating or whatever, you will be able to see that my skin is not as shiny as when I don't use this powder. As far as the application, that is how you're going to determine how it looks on your skin. For example, if you have dry skin, I would recommend you to apply it with a brush, with a taper brush. The one that I use in the demo is the number 79. This is actually a Pro Contour brush by the Sephora collection. I got this in a set and I love this brush for applying my Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Now basically you're going to take a little bit, tap off the excess, and then going to press and roll on your skin. Now pressing is a really nice way to kind of make the powder go into your skin, but at the same time, since we are not going to buff it into the skin because we need the powder to go in and set the foundation, so then you have to make sure that you are pressing it into the skin, and with a rolling motion you're kind of blending it into your skin as well. We're not going to go with another brush and just go buff it all over because we don't need to do that. That is something that you can do with a finishing powder. But with a setting powder, that is not the right technique if you want to set it in place to make your makeup last longer. So if you were going to just grab a big brush like this one, go into the same powder that I'm talking about and go with this, you're not going to get the same results because the foundation won't have the powder right into the skin, or it's not going to go as deep just because we're just buffing it into the skin. With this technique with the brush, you will be able to see a more natural finish. It's not going to be as matte, so you can use it if you have normal skin and you like more of a natural look, or if you have dry skin, or if you have combo skin. This is a great way to apply this powder, set your foundation, and at the same time, you know, make your makeup last longer. Now if you have oily skin, then you're going to need the puff, and it's something that you really do need. This technique is actually going to pick up a little bit more product, and it's going to go a little bit more deep in a different way with the puff. So what you're going to do is pick up the powder, just kind of roll it, make it like a taco kind of way, and then press it into the skin, and we're just also going to roll it. That way we're applying it and blend it at the same time. You will be able to see the powder depending on the puff that you'll be using. If you are using a cheap puff, it's going to look different, but it's going to work regardless. So don't worry about it. If you see some powder, you just go on top of it and your skin is going to absorb it. It's a very smooth and silky powder, so you don't really have to worry about showing up cakey or showing up texture on your skin because they will give you a soft focus effect. Dry skin with brush, or normal skin, or if you want more of a natural finish with a brush, and oily skin to control the oils and make your skin be matte longer, then just use the puff. I would totally recommend it. I can't find mine, so I use something different that is kind of a puff kind of thing, but I need to purchase a puff because I do really like the finish that it gives me, and I have dry skin right now, but I feel like my makeup lasts longer. It looks better. My skin looks more polished when I use the puff. So you can try both techniques and decide which one will work best for you. Or if you have dry skin, you can use the puff and then use a little bit of a setting spray on top to create more of a natural effect or natural finish. Some other things that you should keep in mind that they claim and are actually true. I think I already touched up on, you know, how it's not going to look cakey, that it won't add texture to your skin. Even if you have dry skin or if you have oily skin with acne, it's actually not going to create any kind of texture. It's going to absorb the oils that you have on your skin, so you don't look that shiny throughout the day and your makeup lasts longer. It also won't give you any kind of flashback, so don't worry about that. This is not the HD kind of powder that will give a flashback on pictures, so you can use this for a party, you know, going out at night, going with friends, taking pictures. This is going to give you the soft focus effect to your skin without having any kind of flashback. Will also help you blurring the fine lines and imperfection, and that is the kind of thing that I like, especially for my under eye. You can set your under eye with this powder. I usually just go with a crease brush. The one that I use in this demo is the number 10 Pro Crease by Sephora, and basically I press it and do the same thing, just blend it. That way my concealer is going to be locked with this setting powder and it's going to last longer. Now you can try it if you want. I did try this and I realized how much I need this in my under eye area, but you can set the entire face and not set your concealer area, and you will see how the concealer is going to start to break down, you know, at the end of the day, and how the rest of your makeup will look, you know, really nice. So you will be able to tell the difference if you don't use this in your under eye area. Now if you have wrinkles, or if you have deep lines, or if you have something that you don't like texture in that area, don't worry, because this powder is not going to emphasize it. It's actually going to create that soft focus effect, so it doesn't look that noticeable. It's not going to make it disappear, but it's going to make it look better. And finally, another thing that they mentioned that, you know, it's going to help you, and I really do believe that it does help me, is to blend the color products on top. So since I already set my foundation, I go in with my bronzer, with my highlighter, with the blush, and it does make it easier to blend because it's not sticking to the foundation. It's actually gliding on top of the combination of my foundation and this setting powder. It comes in 2 different sizes. I have the mini one, as I mentioned, and this retails for $23, but it comes in just one color. If you have a very deep skin tone, they have a darker version, so they came out with a different shade, but you can only purchase it in the full size that retails for $38, and it comes in 2 colors. This one that I mentioned in this video, and the darker one that is for deeper skin tones. So you have to kind of try them both if you're interested. Maybe get a sample from Sephora and see which one goes best for you if you have a deeper skin tone. But I think that this color in particular, it will go to the darkest of the mediums, and then you'll probably have to try the darkest one if you have a deeper skin tone than medium. So that's just something that you should keep in mind. If you would ask me as a friend, is this something that I need? I would say yes. Regardless of your skin type, regardless of your skin color, everyone needs to set their makeup in order to have it look flawless at the end of the day, or at least look nice at the end of the day. If you don't set your makeup, it's going to look nice for a few hours, but it's going to disappear. So this is the kind of product that is going to help your makeup last longer, that is going to help your makeup look more professional, better blended, and it's going to be noticeable. After you start using this product for a while, you will be able to see a difference. So in my opinion, it's something that everyone needs. I can't really tell you something that I don't like about it, other than the fact that it's, you know, a loose powder, so I can't really travel with it, and I need to take a, you know, another powder for touch-ups if I'm going to do something in the at nighttime or something, and I want a little bit more coverage, or sometimes I just touch up the bronzer. You know, it's not going to be that purse-friendly kind of powder. That is the only thing that I can say. But they have a powder, a pressed powder from Laura Mercier, that it's something that I want to try to see if I can touch up with it, and it's probably something that I'm gonna order pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, I think this is a great investment. I know it's $38, but if it's going to make your makeup last longer, if that's what you're looking for, this is the kind of product that you're going to need. If you have really crappy foundations as far as the lasting power, then this is a great solution to finish those foundations. If you already have a long-lasting foundation, this is going to give the extra something to make it look even better. I just can't find a scenario where this wouldn't be helpful. It's definitely the powder that I use when I want my foundation, or when I want my makeup overall to look nice at the end of the day. So anyways, that was my experience with it, everything I know about this powder, and hopefully I could share, you know, in this video a few of the things that you should know about it before you purchase it. If you're new, please remember to subscribe so you won't miss any new videos in the future, and I'll see you on my next one.